What is going on, everyone? Little Chichi here, and welcome back to another top 10 improvements you can make on your one defense peer part 2. I wanted to make this video as my last video on this made a lot of traction, and you guys really seem to enjoy this type of content. So without further ado, I'm going to show you guys 10 more items or improvements that you can make on your one defense peer. Now, coming in at our number 10 spot, we're going to talk about the Castle Wars items from the Castle Wars minigame. Now, this minigame is accessible for one defense peers. It is also available on free-to-play worlds, which is something that if you guys don't have access on a members world, you can also participate in a free-to-play world and even just use an alternate account to get points. But essentially, once you play this minigame enough times, you'll collect Castle Wars tickets, and you can turn in the tickets to Lanthus here. You can purchase decorative mage armor or decorative range armor. Now, the great thing about this armor set is that it offers no negative bonuses. As you can see, there's a plus 39 across the board in your defense bonuses, which is pretty nice. Alternatively, if you decide to, let's just say you want to switch your decorative mage set to the decorative range set, you can absolutely do that free of charge. You can go ahead and unequip that. You can sell your armor back and then purchase the decorative armor that you wish to purchase instead, free of charge. Alternatively, Lanthus also offers other items such as the Zamorakian Halo, the Guthix Halo, as well as the Ceradomin Halo, all offering the same bonuses. If we go ahead and purchase one, by purchasing this, let's go ahead and check out the bonuses. Unequip this. The Zamorakian Halo within the God Wars dungeon also counts as a Zamorakian item, so it offers relatively good defense bonus for a one defense peer, as well as offering a plus 3 prayer bonus, which is pretty decent. The alternative is a Miter, which offers a little bit slightly higher prayer bonus. However, it does not offer near as good as defense bonus available to your peer. And again, all of these items, the great part about this is that you can sell any of these items back free of charge, and you will not lose any points doing this, and you can actually purchase all other items if you wish, so you can wear other items. I'd say that for myself, the decorative mage armor definitely is one of the more iconic, more recent one defense peer looks, as this just looks really cool, especially when you can add all these other items to your account. It makes it look really cool and awesome. Now, again, just to mention, the decorative armor is a nice thing to have, but it's not a need to have, and that's why it's coming in at our number 10 spot. Now, coming in at our number 9 spot is going to be the Mythro Gloves. Mythro Gloves are very iconic to the one defense peer look, as it is a really great item that you can achieve just by doing the recipe for a disaster. I think there's 6 parts to it, and once you complete all 6 parts, you have access to the Mythro Gloves. Now, let's take a look and highlight some of the bonuses for the Mythro Gloves. As we can see here, there's a plus 6 strength bonus, as well as a plus 6 in crush, slash, stab, and range, as well as a plus 3 in magic. Now, another alternative item that you can equip on your one defense peer that does not require any quests or skilling is the combat bracelet. Now, the combat bracelet, as we can see, also offers a plus 6 strength bonus. However, you can see a slightly better attack bonus, being a plus 7, and plus 7 for your stab, slash, and crush, as well as range. So this is a slightly better item. However, the big notable piece is the plus 6 strength bonus. That ideally determines how much damage you can do and increasing your max hit. Now, really, what's the big deal between the Mythro Gloves if I can just purchase a combat bracelet? Now, the big difference between the two is if we look at the combat bracelet, it is almost 13k to replace it on death. Rather, you can just purchase yourself a Mythro Glove, and the cost, you can purchase that here on this chest once you complete the recipe for a disaster. And we look at the value for Mythro Gloves, it is costing just under 2k. Now, in the long run, if you end up using a combat bracelet, especially if you decide to go PKing a lot on your account, you're going to be spending a lot more money replacing a combat bracelet rather than replacing a 2k Mythro Glove. Now, really quick, I wanted to touch on this. I know you guys might be wondering why I don't just purchase the admin gloves, as those are available to me. Here's the thing, one defense peers were allowed to go back to April Toll and complete a portion of the Monkey Madness 1 quest, so we are able to complete that during the Recipe for Disaster quest. The unfortunate part is Jagex put a restriction for accounts, as you do need to still talk to Diero, and if you try to purchase the gloves and wear them, it'll say your defense level is not sufficient to let you use those gloves without completing your unfinished business with Diero. So you still need to complete and talk to Diero before you're able to wear the adamant gloves. That's why I can't wear it. However, like I said, just the 2k requirement just to purchase the Mythro Gloves for the cost alone is definitely worth it, and is a huge upgrade for your one defense peer account. Now, coming in at our number 8 spot is going to be the Colossal Blade. Now, the Colossal Blade is available for those who have 60 attack like myself. So if you have a little bit more than 60 attack, maybe 75, maybe 70, or maybe 80, 88, those are you have much better options available to you. However, if you're a 60 attack pure like myself, this is an upgrade for end game PVMing. Now the Colossal Blade offers a plus 98 in slash as well as 100 strength bonus, whereas the Barrow Trust Anchor offers that 100 strength bonus, whereas it offers a plus 92 in crush. So if you're hunting monsters that have a slash weakness, this is definitely the go-to weapon for you. So the reason why I wanted to highlight this weapon is that it's actually really good against monsters that are a certain tile size. So essentially, the bigger the size monster that you're fighting, the more damage this deals. As you can see, the base damage for a Barrow Trust Anchor just by itself, I'm maxing out, and again, this is with no prayers or no potions. I'm hitting a 28. However, just by using the Colossal Blade, if we hit it, my max hit goes to a 30. Now, I believe you can hit a plus 10 extra max hit compared to the Barrow Trust Anchor with the Colossal Blade. So essentially, if your max hit here is a 28, your max hit with the Colossal Blade will be a 38. My current max hit with my gear as well as ultimate strength, I'm hitting a 40. Against like monsters like the Right Hand of Olm, I'm able to hit up to 55 in my current gear setup with proper potions as well as prayer. So it is definitely a great item to have for your end game PVMing if you are a 60 attack pure like myself. Now coming in at our number 7 spot is going to be the Burning Claws. Now the Burning Claws just recently came out. They came out with the Wild Gothic Sleep quest. Now Burning Claws are actually really good if you have 60 attack like myself. Now there are 2 specific reasons why Burning Claws are much better than Dragon Claws. 3. The first reason is the price. If we look at the price here, Burning Claws at the time of this recording, roughly 16 mil. I purchased mine yesterday for 16.4 mil. So it's kind of pricey, but it's not as bad as Dragon Claws, which are hovering at the 80-ish mil range right now. Additionally, the second reason why Burning Claws are really good is that it only requires 30% spec. In comparison, Dragon Claws requires 50% spec. As we can see here, the spec is only 30%. Now, you aren't hitting insanely high. I think between both spec, I was hitting, let's just see here, I was hitting an 11, so I'm hitting at 44. But you're also seeing that third thing of what I was talking about. The third reason why the Burning Claws are great is that it actually inflicts burn damage. See that little one hit splat? That's actually dealing additional damage onto the monster NPC that you're fighting. So periodically while you're fighting a boss PVMing, you can actually inflict burn as well as a slight little DPS right there, hitting a little 44 with my current setup, as well as a little bit of that burn effect. And see, it's even hitting a 2 tick right now. So it actually stacks on top of each other. And again, for those 3 reasons, I think that Burning Claws are a great upgrade for your 60 attack, 1 defense pure account. It offers the ability to burn monsters, which is really great for speeding up kills. It helps out with the kill as well. And it costs a fraction of the amount in comparison to Dragon Claws. So this is something that I highly recommend to get on your 1 defense pure account. Now coming in at our number 6 spot is going to be the Hunter Sunlight Crossbow. This is a direct upgrade from the Hunter Crossbow that came out with the Varlamore update, and is a really great item for 1 defense pures as well as for most accounts. Now this item only requires 66 range to equip, and it can use Moonlight Antler Bowls, which allows you to hit pretty well and consistent on monsters. Just looking at a quick stats, it can attack at a 2.4 or on rapid hits a little bit faster. It roughly attacks at a 3 tick speed, which is pretty quick. Now I do want to highlight that the blowpipe is slightly faster, only by a single tick. The blowpipe on rapid can hit at a 2 tick speed rather than the crossbow hitting at a 3 tick speed, which is a pretty big difference. But the range on this weapon is crazy. It has 8 tile range rather than I think it's like 4 or 5 for the blowpipe. So you can hit monsters from a farther distance and hit it pretty quickly. Also, this weapon does not require any Zulrah scales to charge. It doesn't need anything. Which is great in comparison to the blowpipe where you're spending a lot of money on scales and also charging it with darts. So keep that in mind. So if we compare this on a dummy, I'm just going to go ahead and turn on Eagle Eye with my Necklace of Anguish, increasing my max hit. I'm hitting a total of a 24. Now really quick, I'll show you guys how powerful this is. I actually tested this on one of the kills for Grotesque Guardians, and this thing just shredded the boss. I actually got a personal best just by using this weapon. Now again, this is a really great item as it's offered at 66 range. You don't even need 75 for the blowpipe, and it costs a fraction of the cost to use. I think personally it's a really great option. If you don't want to use a blowpipe, you can use this instead and still get really fast kills, whether you're doing Slayer, whether you're doing some PVMing. It's a great item, really all around for one defense peers. All right guys, we're officially at the halfway point. Coming in at our number 5 spot, I wanted to highlight the Lightbearer's Ring. Now this item actually came out during the release of Tombs of Amasket and actually requires no requirements to wear this ring. What does this ring do? It actually regenerates a player's special attack twice as fast. Now, more recently, this item has actually become very cheap and inexpensive. Upon release, it was pretty expensive, coming in at like, 30, 20 mil. It's actually coming in only at 1.7 mil. When I say only, because there are other items like a Berserker ring, some of the other, newer rings from Desert Treasure 2, they're super expensive. However, the Lightbearer's Ring, for what it does, is so cheap and it's so good for what it offers. The Lightbearer's Ring offers double the regeneration for special attacks for your weapon. So for example, if I were to, let's just say, dump all of my special on this, it's regenerating my special attack twice as fast. As you can see, that is going pretty quick, just getting for a single one. And I can't tell you how important, I can't stress the importance, especially in PVMing, how important it is to get your special attack as quick as possible, especially on a 1 defense peer. Being able to dish out and DPS as much as possible is great. Now, if we compare this quickness without the Lightbearer's Ring, let's just wait till we get to 20%. This is how slow it goes. So if we take this off, it's regenerating, like I said, only 1 time speed, rather just putting on the Lightbearer's Ring, getting twice as fast for regeneration. So this is honestly a really solid item and upgrade for your 1 defense peer. No requirements to wear, and is really great for PVMing and or skilling if that's what you decide to do. Now, coming in at our number 4 spot, another great item for your 1 defense peer is the Royal Seed Pod. Now, for those who don't know, in order to get the Royal Seed Pod, you do need to complete Monkey Madness 2, which is a pretty high requirement. However, this is something that only recently became accessible to peers. I can't remember if it was a few years ago, but they actually allowed 1 defense peer to go back to Apatol and actually complete one of the steps for Monkey Madness, allowing players to complete the Monkey Madness 2 quest and having access to this Seed Pod. Now, the great thing about the Royal Seed Pod is that it can teleport you at 30 wild or lower. Before, the only items that would do that would be the Amulet of Glory or the Ring of Wealth. However, both cost 13k to replace. So if you're in the wild, if you die quite frequently, like I do pretty often, it does get pretty costly to replace. However, the Royal Seed Pod, if you were to trade the King right here, go ahead and trade. These are valued at currently 2 GP each. So that's how cheap it is. So 13k versus 2 GP, you can buy yourself a stack of these Royal Seed Pods, go PKing, and you can lose a ton of them. Teleport yourself in 30 wild, or if you die, oh well, it only costs you 2 GP to replace. Whereas the Dragonstone Jewelry is going to be a little bit hard to replace, as it'll get really costly. So I'd say it's a definitely great upgrade. Now, again, it is a pretty lengthy upgrade and needing Monkey Madness 2 to complete. However, it is a great item for what benefits it provides you. Now, coming in at our number 3 spot, I want to suggest the Crafting Cape. Now, the Crafting Cape, while it looks really great and nice, is not just a skill cape that is, useless. It offers one of the best perks in the whole game, I think personally, by being able to click and teleport to one of the closest banks available within RuneScape. The bank is only like a few tiles away, and it's really quick for banking. Now, if you are on RuneLite like myself, you can actually swap the left click option from where to teleport, and you can actually teleport with a 1 click over to the crafting guild, making your banks really quick and easy. This is something that I've used quite frequently on all of my PVM grinds, especially when I was hunting Giant Mole. It was very quick just to finish out my kills, be able to 1 click teleport, go to the bank, get my stuff, and go back. The same thing with Phantom Muspa. For all of my kills, I would go bank really quick here, grab all my supplies, and go straight into the fight. I wanted to minimize the amount I was spending at the bank and teleporting there. So, and actually also it doesn't cost anything to get here, which is really nice as well. So if you have the option, utilize a Crafting Cape. It is a solid upgrade for your account. Again, It does cost a little bit. I think when I was getting my crafting cape, it cost me total, I think it was anywhere between 25 to 30 mil. I think towards the end I was just trying to rush it, but you can definitely do a lot of crafting grinds that can make you some money. But it is a really great end game item to achieve on your one defense pier. If you enjoy PVMing, you can definitely have a quick access to the bank here, or if you're skilling and you want to, let's just say, work on rune crafting, it is a really quick and easy teleport to the bank, resupply, and get back into the XP grinds. Now coming in at our number 2 spot, we're going to be Gol Hilts. Gol Hilts are rewards from the combat achievement system, and if you go over to your combat chat task, you can see easy, medium, hard, elite, master, and grandmaster tasks you complete, unlocking points, and with the points, depending on how many you get, you can unlock different levels of the Gol Hilt. Now these hilts alone don't offer any good defense bonus, so don't really use it for that. It's the perks that you can actually get from the Gol Hilts is really what's important here. Now the great thing about the Gol Hilts is that you can actually use the Gol Hilts to teleport you very close to God of War's dungeon. You can actually right click and teleport yourself all the way to Trollheim, and it takes you very close to the God of War's dungeon area, and you don't even need a teleport. Now as you can see here, I'm on the Arceus spellbook, so I don't even need to be on the regular standard spellbook. I can actually use the Gol Hilt to teleport me all the way to Trollheim and continue to use thralls if I wanted to at the God of War's dungeon. It is a great item, and depending on which Gol Hilt you have will unlock different things. For example, the first one, which is this Gol Hilt 1, it offers some basic bonuses like 3 daily teleports to the God of War's dungeon area. It gives you bonus warrior guild tokens, as well as extra points within the pest control. However, the Gol Hilt 2, things start getting a little bit better, as the Gol Hilt 2 offers 5 daily teleports to God of War's dungeon, offers even more warrior guilds tokens, more points at pest control, and the dwarf cannon can hold 35 cannonballs. Additionally, even the second one, which is again the Gol Hilt 2, offers no effect of prayer draining at barrows, which is actually really cool and is a cool little side effect. The last one that I have currently on my account is the Gol Hilt 3, and some of the bonuses for that include unlimited teleports. So for myself, having the Gol Hilt 3, I have unlimited teleports to the God of War's dungeon area, which is right here. I also get a much better drop rate for ecumenical keys within the wilderness. Ecumenical keys can be used to access any of the boss rooms within the God of War's dungeon area, as well as my cannon having access to hold 45 cannons. So if you are a fan of Slayer, this is a really great item to have on your account. And again, the rewards just go even higher from that. So if you're, on your way towards an end game one defense pier, this is definitely an item I would consider looking into. And if you're an end game pier like myself, this is a really great item to look into getting, as it is a really great item and unlock for your one defense pier account. Now coming in at our number 1 spot, my most recommended item that I hope that you guys can get on your one defense pier is the Divine Rune Pouch. Now in order to upgrade your rune pouch to be a Divine Rune Pouch, you do need to get the item Thread of Elidinus. This is accomplished by completing the quest Beneath Cursed Sands, and then completing Tombs of Amascut Run, and having a chance at getting this as a reward. Now it's a great reward of itself, as you're able to hold 4 different runes inside of the rune pouch rather than your standard 3 that's available for rune pouch. Now for myself, let's just say I'm over at the God of War's dungeon area, specifically Bandos. I can have all of my search spells, so I can have my wrath runes, my air runes, my fire runes, but I can also hold an additional rune, maybe some nature runes, so I'm able to also attack a general Graudor while being able to alch all of the drops that I get during the fight. So it has a lot of uses specifically for raiding. If I want to have spells for water runes, or if I want to have some freezes, I can have all of those runes available within my Divine Rune Pouch because of that additional slot. It is a great and solid option, not just for a one defense pier, but also for main accounts as well. So if you haven't already got this item, highly recommend to get this on your one defense pier account. And that pretty much concludes it. I really hope you guys learned something new. I hope you're able to add at least one or many of the items I suggested in the second video on your one defense pier account as well. And if this video helped you out, make sure to hit that like button, and also make sure you're subscribed to the channel for all the latest content and updates on this account. Now I hope you enjoyed today's video, and of course I'll catch you guys on the next one.